Welcome back to the JustBeCos podcast, where we talk about cosplay, awesome stuff, and life in general. I'm Daniela, and I'm joined by Jeremy. Welcome back, Jeremy.
Thanks,
Yay!
Dani. And today we are joined by two very special guests from Pixel Expo all the way over in Perth. If you guys don't know them already, we're joined by Kat, who's been cosplaying for more than 10 years now. She's the cosplay coordinator of Pixel, and also Tim, who's the president of Pixel for more than 4 years and been cosplaying for more than 16. So thanks very much for joining us on the show, guys. Give them a big warm welcome, Dani.
Yay, welcome.
I'm contributing.
Yeah, good job. Now, for anyone who... We're going to talk all about Pixel in Perth, so if you're a Perth local, this is going to be pretty exciting for you because there's some special announcements we're going to line up at the very end of this episode, so please stick around. But
Exciting.
just to get started, Tim, welcome back. We had a chat last year. Pixel's obviously going to come around for Chapter 4. Hopefully it's going to be bigger and better than ever before, but what can we expect in this year's edition of Pixel Expo?
First of all, it's great to be back, Jeremy, and to meet your lovely co-host, Dani. Thank you so much, both of you, for having us or having me back on the show. What's to be expected at Pixel this year? We have got an absolute barn burner of a lineup this year. I said this last year. We didn't think the show could get any bigger and better, but we're just growing at this like exponential rate. We've got big cosplay competitions this year. We've managed to split our competitions, which Kat will talk about later. We've got our biggest exhibition hall ever. We're now the biggest expo in Western Australia from a floor space perspective, which is really cool. Taking over just about 50% of the available space at the Perth Convention Centre. We have got an amazing lineup of guests this year, including Little Gem from the UK, who's a very, very experienced and very talented cosplayer. We've got some interstate talent attending this year, including Vera Chimera, Soylent Cosplay, Miss Twisted. And we have Uchida flying in from Japan, who's this amazing manga artist who's doing this big mural across the Pixel Expo hall over the weekend.
Yeah, wow.
And of course, we have Iron Mouse, our digital VTuber guest this year, attending our show. So yeah, it's there's a lot going on.
That is
So cool.
enormous. Are you, Kat and Tim, do you guys get to like choose who gets to come in, or do you guys have to draw out of a hat, or like what's the process of actually getting guests in?
That's a good question. I'd be like fighting.
I'll leave this one for Kat.
Well, it depends. It depends. A lot of the team are well versed in some form of element of animation and gaming. So a lot of people have obviously their favorite like voice actors or their favorite VTubers, that kind of thing, which normally gets thrown into the ring. And kind of from that, we have a look at maybe a nice balance between all of those ideas, and we inevitably end up kind of pitching it, I guess, to the exec to see who kind of makes the final cut. And then it's just the game of reaching out and seeing which of the talent would like to join us for this year. And so it's kind of a bit of a mix. We sometimes look at lining up talent for a couple of years, or if we don't have enough space, kind of shortlisting some people as well. So we're very lucky in that we've managed to have such a wonderful lineup of talent in the last couple of years.
Yes.
I'm very excited for this lineup in particular, with Iron Mouse and Little Gem. And also, since I also haven't traveled so much for cosplay within Australia, I haven't really even met Soylent or Vera or Miss Twisted for that matter. So there's a lot of interstate cosplayers who I know of, and I know are incredibly talented and wonderful people, and so I'm really excited to be able to also bring them to Perth to meet them and show them what our community is like too. So.
Mixed bag?
It's
so cool.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag experience on how we pull guests, but
it's so exciting.
It's
when
never.
I saw the lineup,
Yeah, it's always
like,
a good time.
Oh my
though,
god, all this talent! I've been following Little Gem for so long, and Iron Mouse is hilarious. And I was just like, Pixel, they know what they're doing. They're really tempting me to fly to Perth.
Yay! Our plan's working.
It is working.
But it is a really good kind of ideal lineup.
Come to Perth.
By the sounds of it as well, because we're obviously talking about cosplay with our podcast. There's obviously guests who are cosplayers, and then you've got guests who, they're VTubers as well. But, you've included people from both overseas and also domestically as well, which is kind of a nice round collaboration of different people. Do you think that because, it's on the executive committee who makes the decisions, or is it taking on the interests of people in the community? For example, places like Smash will have voice actors. They will also have, directors of animes and stuff like that as well. PAX might have something very similar just for games. So we'll just kind of stay with guests for now, because that's obviously a big draw for people going to conventions.
Oh, sure.
Does, cosplay kind of have a really big part within Pixel for making these kinds of decisions versus, going to Smash, we'll get anime-related voice actors or guests. PAX will get, gaming-related things. And obviously there's, with even you guys, there's still a lineup that you guys have yet to announce. But do you think, it's very cosplay focused at Pixel, or do you kind of take into the consideration what the community wants, or is it a decision that the execs say, I know best because I've been in the community for so long? How because I only say you throw ideas into the ring. How do those decisions kind of come about? Do you take a poll? Do you kind of ask people in person? How does that come about?
It's a really good question, and it's kind of multifaceted in that we're obviously a community-run event, non-for-profit, volunteer organization, so we don't make decisions as an executive team without taking that into consideration. So we look from a boring admin point of view. We'll look at the numbers, right? So our most trafficked event is cosplay. It always has been. It always probably will be, followed by VTubers. So from a attendee point of view, we know that there's more foot traffic during those events in our theater versus other things throughout the show. So that tells us that there's an appeal there for the general public. Cosplay is hugely interactive. It makes a great photo. It's great for showing sponsors. All that business stuff is the boring admin side of it. But more importantly for us is what comes down to cost. So with people like voice actors, there's huge overheads for flights, accommodation. They have to bring a +1. You have to pay an appearance fee, which is usually upwards of $30,000 USD. We've been quoted for some voice actors. And the only way to recoup that loss is to charge a signing fee,
right,
or a photo fee. Our remit has always been no DLC attached to our show. You pay your ticket and that gets you access to everything. So all of our guests don't charge for anything.
Yeah, wow.
So if you want a autograph, if you want a photo with them, it's all included in the fee that we pay the guest. And they don't on-sell to the public, and that includes things like Iron Mouse. So we're one of the few events in the world that doesn't charge for VTuber lotteries. So you'll go into this lottery, you'll have a chance just like everybody else, and there's no additional fee. You don't have to pay a charge to meet them. You just win. It's a completely free system.
I love that so much.
That's amazing.
That's really nice.
I can't think of any place that doesn't charge for signings. It makes, again, because we don't run conventions, but it makes sense of why they would have to charge for signings to make it worth bringing these guests over.
Absolutely. But for me, I pay if I was an attendee, I pay my $68 for a weekend pass, and I'd expect to get everything inside that space for free, with the exception of obviously buying things from vendors and artists and things like that. But the experience that Pixel puts on should be a free experience for everyone, and that's all aspects of our show have that. There's no hidden costs or DLC included.
I really like that because it reminds me of what cons used to be like when I was growing up. There was a lot more free opportunities to meet these, people you idolize and voice actors, but now it's a lot different. So I really love that Pixel Expo has kept that little nostalgic freedom.
It's nice.
Really nice.
Because I'm even thinking, we've got the Eka over here, which is like where the farmers come into the city and put on a show. You guys got the Sydney Royal Easter show. Does Perth have something similar? It's like the country meets the city kind of thing. Raw show, awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ours is called the Eka.
We've got a
it's
raw
on
show
right
too,
now, but I'm looking at the
show.
cost like $40 for a ticket. Then you have to pay for the rides you go on. You have to pay for any food you get. You have to pay for pretty much everything that you go into.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, Tim, you go into, for example, a theme park or something. It's like, you pay your ticket, you go on the rides and stuff. You can talk to Daffy Duck at Movie World for free if he's walking around that day. But,
Yeah.
in this case, yeah, you can pay a ticket. We can hopefully get to talk to Iron Mouse if we get the lottery, or have
Yeah.
a chat to Vera Chimera. She's doing the rounds.
Oh,
and it's not
she's
gonna
so
be-
lovely
She's
too.
lovely though. Yeah.
Yeah, Vera's great.
It's so nice when these, big cosplayers that are so talented are actually really good people. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you are as nice as you seem online. I love that. It's so good.
Vera's awesome. I got the chance to work with Vera and Soylent at DreamHack last year. So I was the PA for Kimpatsu Cosplay.
Oh, really?
That's
So I got
cool.
to meet them through her, and then we got to chatting with the three of them, and that's how we kind of were able to swing them to come over here to Perth, which was really exciting. So all that
That's so
little
nice.
networking connections all kind of worked out really well for us.
That's really cool. I love that. I was actually just curious, aside from the guests, is there anything new that Pixel has in store compared to last year by any chance?
Kat, can you think of anything?
New. Well, it depends on whether or not we're talking about
Ooh,
cosplay
yes.
and our
Tell us about these
You have piqued
championships.
my curiosity, yeah.
Yes. Yes. So last year we had an incredible turnout in our championships, which was just a single division. And we had a huge range of skill, I guess, on the sliding scale of skills, from beginners who had never competed before in their life, and it was their first time, and they,
Aw.
baby cosplayers, 16, 17 years old, all the way through to some of our absolute masters in Perth, who are multi-award winning competitors. And we kind of realized that we had a bit of a demand where we were needing to unfortunately cap our competition. We just didn't have the time for all the people that wanted to apply. And so we thought, hey, if we have such demand, let's try a split championship next year. So for this year, where we can split into an apprentice category for our beginners, and we can split into a master category for our well-established award-winning cosplayers. And of course, those who maybe are their first time cosplaying, who are maybe seamsters or seamstresses, can apply. You can apply for either category, but it was kind of in that vein of trying to help the rising stars in our community have a proper competition where they weren't necessarily going up against our multi-award winners in Perth. So it was a bit of a big leap. We weren't quite sure how it was going to go because we had a new rule set and things like that. So we were looking at kind of bringing Pixel's competition in line with some of the other bigger competitions within the country. And that was kind of new for Perth since we didn't have kind of really anything to that level. So there was lots of big steps taken this year to see how our Perth community responded, and we were blown away by what's come in from our applicants in both the apprentice and the masters competition. Our team, when we went through and had a look at all of the applications, it was incredible to see some of the apprentice category entrants. First timers or beginners building wigs and stuff like that. Like, just incredible skills that are already coming through in our apprentice category. And I think it's going to be an absolutely stacked competition in both. So I'm very excited for everyone to see the wonderful
That's so exciting.
in our competition.
Do you guys usually get a lot of people, I guess, coming over to Perth? Because I know last year, Tim, you mentioned as well, like, right, we're pulling out the big guns. Everyone's going to come in to Pixel this year. They're going to see it. They want to keep coming back. I've got a mate in Brisbane who did exactly that. He went into Pixel last year, said, wow, that was amazing. I'm going back to do it again. So he's doing that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot of interstate or even international just attendees coming in to check out Pixel typically?
Yeah, so last year was exactly right, Jeremy. We were trying to, I guess, roll the dice and see if we can really create that appeal. Perth has the unfortunate geographic location of being nowhere near anything ever. So it is a real pain in the ass to get here. And there's this like we would never expect someone from over east to come to Perth, but we will always travel over east for like Smash or for PAX or for
Of course.
DreamHack when it was around, or other events, and that's just the norm for us. So we were really committed to making an event that would say to the East Coasters, you should come over here. There's something really special happening. And we had about, like looking at our demographics, had about 150 to 160 people from over east.
Yeah, wow.
Come over, which is huge for us.
That's so good. Yeah.
And we had quite a few content creators come over, like Al and Cosplay Coach and 8-Bit and quite a few people from just different communities over east. And they all had a blast, and they're excited to come back again this year. And it's that word of mouth that Al was telling me at the volunteers dinner that she was going to go around and tell every single person that would listen that they need to come to our show, which is the best marketing we could ever get and the best endorsement. She's so excited to do that, and she's back again this year. So.
Yes, I saw. I'm like, it's so exciting. And I also get FOMO when I see all my friends going. I'm like, I'll be there next year. Wait for me. I swear I'll be there.
And we have the I guess the advantage in that we are, even though for Perth we're not shiny and new, but for people over east we are a shiny new event. Most people haven't been to the Perth Convention Centre before. They've never even been to Perth. So there's that novelty of, this is a new con, I'm having a good time, and it's all different, and I don't know any of these vendors, and I don't know any of these sponsors, or any of this like layout, amazing theatre, and all these different things that people just haven't experienced before.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
It's so cool.
Actually,
oh my gosh.
Danny, you and I were actually talking about this earlier before, where they said, chapter 4, and Tim, you said you've been president for 4 years, and Kat, you said you've been running the cosplay thing for 4 years. What existed in Perth before Pixel, 4 years ago? Was it just a wasteland of nothing, or how did we come about? Because right now you're the biggest thing, in Western Australia for this size. So what was before that, and how did you guys come into where you are now? I suppose.
Right, I guess I'm going to put my old timey hat on because I'm the law person on the team, which Kat can attest to. I'm like the encyclopedia of conventions history. So our first,
yes,
I don't want to say established because there are other conventions that are around this, still around, but that are a bit smaller. But we had an event called YCon, which is an anime convention way back in 2004. It started so a long time ago, and our GM, I think general manager Wade, who is also our treasurer, a whole different thing to get into. Yeah. He was on that original board back in 2004, so he's long been with the community, which is really cool to have him on the team. But that was an event that I was a part of back up until 2013, I believe it was, and I joined around 2010. So I was logistics, then I was vice president. So that was our main convention here in Australia, in WA. And then that convention went away in 2014-15. It shut down as conventions rise and they fall.
Yep.
And that went away for a bit. We had a couple of conventions pop up here and there. We have an event called Evolve. We had an event called ChibiCon. We've had lots of little things, but most of the events in Perth have been East Coast events coming here. So Supernova, Oz Comic Con, Madfest, Mad Men Anime Festival, those East Coast established events. So when YCon fell, myself and a bunch of other people in the community were like, okay, well let's try and build something new from what we've got. And that's where Phoenix came from. So Phoenix is the organization that runs Pixel, and then Pixel was born from that, with the idea of not just being an anime convention, but being a gaming and animation convention, because PAX had just started, and we saw the success of PAX, and we're like, okay, there's money to be made with gaming. Yeah. And there's a really rabid fan base. Let's not limit ourselves by being just Japanese anime. Let's be all things gaming and all things animation. So it could be Avatar, it could be K-pop Demon Hunters, it could be anything animated, which is basically the genesis of where we all started.
I love that. And I've noticed all the other cons are starting to catch on as well this year. I've seen, the Game Expo, for example, and also even Smash and Supernova and Oz Comic Con have started implementing more video game focused things. Everyone's starting to realize, gaming. A lot of people love to play games. This is something. I love that. It actually made me think about, for people who are new to Pixel Expo, what would be some of the activities you guys would recommend when going there for the first time? They could be your favorite things to do, or maybe things that you really want people to notice and get involved with.
Ooh, what do you reckon, Kat?
I don't get to
enjoy
join the
it.
con.
For me, I'm running around so much,
Yeah.
honestly.
I
kind of see, like, I see it when it goes up. I see it when it goes up, and I'm always so proud of everything that goes into the expo. When I see like the pavilion floors and I see everything in its place, and it's wonderful to see. I really enjoyed seeing
That's cool.
linking back to gaming, our gaming sections just keep expanding.
Ooh.
That's
and
fun.
it was really exciting last year that we had a
that
Just
is
Dance
my
floor, like
jam.
lit up and stuff like that. And it was just like, it's just like some of those like little things like that are just getting added into different parts of the expo itself, just to kind of, I don't know, take it up another notch. Just things like that. So that was good fun.
Yes.
I know some friends and I definitely enjoyed the Just Dance area. And then just
Is it coming back this year,
I think
Just
that's
Dance area?
probably one that
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to mind immediately.
Yes. So
but-
good.
Oh yeah. And then from there, I mean, there's
Yeah.
I just really like seeing people having fun. So if I'm seeing
Yeah.
other people having fun while I'm running around, that just gives me really great joy. But also seeing the variety of things that we can bring to our stage. That's normally where I spend a lot of my time, is in the theatre. So seeing the variety of different, I guess, demographics, I guess, that we can bring things that they enjoy to the stage. So if it is things like cosplay, or if it is
cool.
bringing our Pixel pals onto stage to play community games and stuff like that, just really being able to cater to such a wide community is probably one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
I know it's
You
not
live it
necessarily
through
something
them.
on the expo
Yeah.
floor, but I think it's just the vibe for me personally. Is so nice. Yeah, exactly. I'd probably say that. There's stuff that I know that's happening this year that I don't think we can
That
talk
won't
about
stop me,
just
though.
yet. So unfortunately, I can't give away any secrets in that regard.
Well, based
Yeah,
on
I'll get
that,
that later.
It might not stop
let's
you,
say
but you're the
for,
president,
the price
so-
of a weekend ticket, people who are thinking about, maybe you're in Perth now and you're listening in, it's like, I don't know if I want to go to Pixel this year. Or maybe you're interstate, you're like, oh, maybe I should check it out this year, some cool guests. What could people expect to get with their weekend ticket if they were to go through the doors, apart from, all right, there's some cool guests here, what else could they actually expect to see at Pixel?
Right on. I'll go for this one. So here's the sales pitch. We have got so much stuff to do on our show, at least we think we do, that the remit is that you don't have enough time at the weekend to do it all. Like,
That's
we want
what you
people to
wanna
have
hear.
to pick and
Yep.
choose. Exactly. So we have two completely stacked back-to-back panels and workshop rooms that are running all weekend. We have a fully filled theatre schedule from 9:30 on Saturday all the way through to the end of the show, with a small lunch break for the theatre staff in the middle. We have got 73 game developers attending from around the world, not just in WA. Massive collection, biggest collection of game developers we've ever had, which has just been insane.
So cool.
We have, obviously, our wonderful guests. We have free play gaming. We have competitive gaming. We have esports. We have our BRB space, which is a sensory positive space for people that get really overwhelmed, or neurodivergent people that need a break from the con floor. We have Save Point, which is a safe haven for cosplayers that want to be able to eat their food without people trying to ask them for photos, which is well signed, so people don't harass them while they're trying to recover or take their wig off and relax for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We have Beyblade tournaments. We have
Ooh.
Warhammer. We've got tabletop
cool.
gaming. We've got, it's just, the list goes on and on and on. We have a fitness challenge where people can win this horrific but yet oddly beautiful version of our Pixel mascot, but he's jacked. He's huge. That they can win as a temporary tattoo if they engage it in our fitness challenge.
That's so funny.
It's just crazy. We have a convention museum so people can learn about the history of conventions in Australia. And
smart.
we can support our other allies in the Convention Alliance with Smash and PAX and all the other conventions in AFCON.
Cool.
So it just goes on and on and on. So while guests is obviously a huge draw for us, it's when you get into the con, you're like, oh wow, I don't just have to see this guest, I can actually go and do things. And it's also not a shopping experience where obviously we've got lots of vendors, but it's not just the only thing you can do at the con. There's just so much that's on that you can do at the show.
That's so cool. Damn, you're making me want to just like go into debt to go to freaking Perth.
We're working on it, Dani. We're working on it bit by bit.
We'll get there. We'll get there. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm actually excited for you guys. And
thank you.
every time I see people's recaps, I'm like, oh, I want to go. The FOMO is real. Oh, that's so cool. Wow. Oh my gosh. I forgot what I was going to ask. So, Jeremy, you take the wheel. I had a question and then I lost it. So I was like,
I've overwhelmed you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just started thinking about everything you listed.
God, you've almost done the same thing for me now, Dani. I was just getting excited just listening to it.
Yeah, so I was like, what?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm excited. We have rhythm games coming this year. So I'm very excited to see
Absolutely. We also
if
have
we
a-
can
we
set
have a-
some new high scores or something like
Oh,
that. We have
yes.
maybe
Given
a
how
staff
competitive
battle.
our staff are, I think
That
that'd
could
get
be
out of
fun.
hand really quickly.
That's even better. That actually, I was going to ask you guys, is there going to be DDR? Because my
yeah.
go-to thing at cons is to look for the DDR machine. I love DDR so much.
And you have to do it in
For
whatever
the first
cosplay you're
time.
wearing at the time, right?
That's
Yeah,
the law.
I did. As Dragon Trader Tristana, I played DDR.
Nice.
It wasn't
That's
the
so
easiest,
good.
but I did it, yeah.
That's so cool.
For people who actually want to get involved with Pixel, I know it's it's coming up pretty quickly, so I don't know what kind of things you have available. Whether it be as either a volunteer or they want to work with you guys, as a creator pass, a media person getting behind it. Maybe they want to get involved with the cosplay team. So apart from just attending or just shopping, I suppose. If someone wanted to get involved with the Pixel team or they wanted to kind of have a say in it, how open are you guys to, I guess, working with someone or having someone new come on board or even just saying, oh, look, I want to do media or I want to be a creator or something for you guys? What kind of opportunities are available in that sense?
I think from our point of view, our team keeps growing every year. We have 43 staff members now, or volunteers or team members. And I think about 16 or 17 of them are new to the team this year. So we've recruited quite a few people. We're very open to people joining the team. If you've got a passion for anime, gaming, animation, cosplay, whatever it is, we want to talk to you. And we don't advertise roles for our team. If you have a passion that you're like, I really love tabletop gaming, we'll talk to you about running our tabletop area. If you love cosplay and that's your passion in life, like we want you on the cosplay team. We try and actively recruit in that regard, not saying we're looking for a graphic designer, so only graphic designers apply. We just want people that are interested and passionate about the community, because our event can't run without people like that. And we're also very conscious of people that have been doing this, like their jobs for a long time, like myself and Kat and other members of the executive. People need a break so they can go back to their regular lives. So we try and foster people within the team to, get them ready for those executive roles. And, we have people that like Kat, who's looking at joining the executive team next year, and people that have, started, on an entry-level position that have just worked their way up. But there are people that are hungry for it, and that's what we want in our team.
Yes.
But yeah.
I love that mindset. It's so important, especially the last part of they need to be hungry for it, because I feel like it makes a big difference when someone really wants it and wants to help compared to someone who just likes the idea of the title. It's just night and day. That's really cool. I was actually, I remembered my question. It's kind of off topic now. I was going to ask about the categories for the competition. I wasn't sure if you guys were allowed to discuss them yet, or if you even remembered them, because sometimes it's like, but it's hard to remember.
Oh, so like the prize categories or what can be won or the divisions of competitions or?
Yeah, well, I know you said there's the apprentice and is it the masters or what? You said there were categories earlier.
Yes, that's right. Right, so those are the two categories. We've split the competition into apprentice and master as I guess two divisions. But there are award categories. So we have 3 award categories in each competition, and they are relatively similar in both. In our apprentice category, we have the judges' encouragement. So it's someone that the judges pick that they would love to see them compete again. So it's someone that they've taken a really special interest in and they'd love to see them attempt to compete again, not just in Pixel, but in general. So that's one of our awards. We have a technique award, so someone who's
I like
delivered
that.
some
Yeah.
really good techniques across multiple skills within their costume. And then we have our Pixel Expo Apprentice Champion, so the best overall competitor for the Apprentice category. So those are the three for our Apprentice awards. For Masters, we have the Artistry Awards, so the competitor that shows the best sewing work or material mastery. So more in that side of the cosplay space. Things like embroidery, beadwork, that kind of thing. All skills that kind of group together into sewing and fabric. The other award we have is our Armorsmith Awards. This is things like working with armor, props, those kinds of materials instead. Just because we understand, like, there's competitors who are phenomenal in their craftsmanship, in their foam work, that side of things, and there's people who are incredible with embroidery and sewing and that kind of technique. They're very different skills. So we definitely want to highlight both of those kinds of those skill sets. And then we obviously have our Pixel Expo Master Champion, so the best overall competitor within the Master competition. So that's how we're awarding this year. We're very excited. That's
really cool.
More awards than last year.
Yeah.
So lots of.
I wasn't sure if
very
you guys
excited
are allowed
to
to discuss it or not, or if you have listed it or not, about the actual, like, what are the awards, if you're allowed to say? Because I know a lot of cosplayers are very curious about what the
what are the prizes
what they're fighting for.
Yeah. Yes, the prizes.
Yeah.
So we can talk about the main prizes for our champions. So in the apprentice category, the main prize is a brand new spanking sewing machine. So we've gone out and we found a really nice one. It's got lots of different presets for stitches and things like that. So that is going to be our main prize for our apprentice category.
That's cool.
And we're very lucky that it's a sponsored prize as well.
I'd love to, yeah. So right by you as
Tim,
our
you want to say a
sponsor
little bit
for
about the sponsor?
grand prize for the apprentice championships. They've donated $650 to be used, which we've used to purchase the sewing machine. Right by You is a youth support network that helps like troubled teenagers who are dealing with mental health issues, depression, suicide, things of that nature. And they provide support. So they've been very interested in our cosplay competition to try and get that message out to young people and to neurodivergent people who may be into the competition or watching on stage or online. It's a really important cause that we're super stoked to have them on board. And they're just super lovely people.
That's really sweet.
That's really nice. That's so cool. I love that, guys.
Is it something similar for the master category as well?
Ooh, Cat.
So the master category is a little bit different. So the winner of our master category will walk away with return flights and a complete pass for
really
PAX
cool.
this year. Gosh. Yeah. And that has, of course, been very wonderfully provided by PAX
so
Australia,
wholesome. Everyone's like so
supporting each other.
Supporting each other. Oh my gosh. This sounds very full on. You just made me think about earlier you guys were talking about everyone has their full-time jobs outside of running the convention. How do you guys juggle the two? Because as someone who's now, and Jeremy as well, we've both worked behind the scenes. We've seen that cons aren't as straightforward as we think they are.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, it's a lot of work, yeah. So how do you guys handle your 9 to 5 on top of running a convention?
Very carefully. I have mastered Alt Tab at my work, which is to close my Pixel windows and open up my console spreadsheet.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. So fortunately, this is the fortunate thing about being in Perth is that we're consistently either ahead or behind time of everyone.
Right.
So if we're meeting with people, if I'm doing a meeting with someone over east, I can schedule a meeting before I go to work at 6 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock
Yep.
for someone over east. So it works out really well from a planning point of view. In terms of time sync, like I'll wake up at 5, I'll work until 7:30, then I'll go to work my 8 to 5 job, and then I'll come home and then I'll continue to work until I go to bed. And that's pretty much me every night, just about.
Yeah.
But I love it. Like I answer emails like on the toilet at work. I take really long toilet breaks, which my staff like think there's something actually quite wrong with me, considering how long I disappear for. But sometimes I write really long emails, so it's fine. But and I love it though. So it's something that brings me lots of joy. It doesn't feel like work to me. It's just
cool.
like we're building something. Like I always call this Pixel's my love letter to the community to say thank you for what it has given me. So it doesn't feel like work for me. It's just I'm giving back in that regard. No pressure, Kat, but how do you manage?
Me. To be fair, actually, a lot of it's quite similar. I do also wake up early, and I'm at work quite early. But when we're allowed to take breaks or on lunch breaks, a quick check of the emails, read through it, and I can kind of spend some time, I guess, drafting responses throughout my workday. I can't really do a lot of active work on it when I'm at work, just to the nature of my job. But as soon as I come home, take a shower, grab some food, sit at the computer, smash out what I need to for the day. And if that means I'm on my computer until 8 on that particular day or 10 the particular day, it's just, for me, it's, I guess, time management. I love to make schedules. I know what I need to complete by what particular days. I kind of know from doing it for several years how long it might take me.
That's so cool.
So I'm just a master scheduler, I guess.
Yeah.
And then obviously as we get closer to the event, it ramps up. So in May, June, I wasn't as busy, but as soon as you start hitting end of July, August, as we slowly creep closer, more and more days get spent after work and things like that. But I think for me, I'm managing to balance it at least semi-decently with other things like sports and stuff like that. So I have outlets, dedicated time away from it as well, which is also really helpful to keep me focused when I do spend time on it. And very similar to Tim, it's a giving back to the community, a community that I've been in for 10 years now. And when I first entered, I didn't have a crazy amount of friends who were into it. I was a bit alone in that regard. And I found people through the community, and it's obviously been one of the best things that happened in my life, stumbling into the community. So this is also my way of kind of giving back to the community as well. So that's kind of how I get through, and I've loved every single minute of it. I've come back every year for it in
That's
some
really nice
capacity.
to hear, especially from both of you saying
I don't think that's going to stop
giving
anytime
back
soon.
to the community, obviously, which we've. I think in some regard, everybody in the community is still here because it's helped give us something, so we want to kind of contribute in that way. But you and I know Dani as creators trying to create stuff and grow and that kind of thing. For both of you, Tim and Kat, because obviously when you run a convention or if you've got a hand in helping, the direction of which way a con's going to obviously flower and bloom like this wonderful spring breeze, or it could be something which might not work out so well. But in your opinions, it might be maybe you've got your own personal goals in this way, because I know a lot of people, in cosplay, they want to grow their Instagram, they want to get big, they want to be the guest, they want to be the one traveling. But obviously for you guys at this point in time, it's like, well, we're providing a place in which people might have that opportunity at some stage to travel or to become a guest. And, to that degree, what, I guess my question here is like, for yourselves personally, do you feel like what you're doing with Pixel is the thing that gives you guys the most satisfaction? Is that the thing that is your driver that keeps you in the community? Maybe you guys have got your own personal goals to grow and become a guest in some way, shape or form, or do something else. But do you feel like what you're doing here and your work here, is that contributing towards whatever your future goals are, or maybe these are your goals and you're currently just living it and loving it? Where do you see yourself kind of in your roles? Does that support you? Does it help you? Is it kind of another step to something else, or is like this it? Is, this is where all the joy can be found?
It's a hard question. It's a big question.
Yeah, I know
It's very deep.
It's deep. It's just because as you were mentioning before, because you're both just
It's a
talking
big
about it with
question.
such passion and love, obviously,
Yeah.
for what you're doing, and it's obviously very different to, I'll say, most people that I do meet in the cosplay community who's always trying to, grow or become something big or become this big famous person that, you always hear it's like, oh, why do you like this cosplayer? It's like, I really admire them for X, Y, Z reasons, and obviously running a convention. I think and honestly, I feel like a lot of people don't get enough credit for the work that you guys do, because you might say, had a great con, but it's like, oh, thanks so much, Tim, for fucking making this amazing con, or thank you, Kat, for running this cosplay competition, the best thing I've ever been part of. But where does, I guess, your personal satisfaction come in doing this kind of thing? Is I guess is my question.
I think for me personally, like growth and success for Pixel is incidental. Like if we grow, that means that we're doing a good job, and that means the world to me. I'm not chasing numbers. I don't want to be the biggest convention in Australia. I don't want to be, everybody's favorite convention. Obviously, I want that to happen, but that's not one of my goals.
Yeah.
As president of the organization, my biggest, I guess, overarching goal would be sustainability. And it's not sustainability from a financial point of view, it's community sustainability. Like I want people in our team that, we have members as young as 18 years old, like I want them to feel like they can learn something that I can teach them. And whether they take it into a role within Pixel, they take it into their real life, if it makes them more confident, if it makes them better decision makers, if it helps them talk to people and negotiate and do all these things that my role entails. Like if I can impart that wisdom, which might not even be wisdom to some people, onto some of our younger members or some of our people that have just joined on, like that's really important to me. I think Pixel success, and we're very fortunate to have such good standing in the community, is because our members care so much and we are all very supportive of each other. So for me, like my goal as president is to keep that community spirit alive within our team that then extends out to our community. So, everyone knows that we are all in this together, and we're contributing, and we're doing our part to make sure that the community continues to thrive. Like that's what it is for me.
That is so refreshing to hear.
That's
Holy
really nice.
moly. I feel like you healed a little part of my soul.
I'm sorry, I should have let you go first. I'm sorry, Kat.
Man, you always make it so hard for me to follow.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Mine's a little bit different. For me, I know a lot of people within our community and also in the wider world do sometimes struggle with self-esteem, with confidence, that kind of thing. And for me, working within cosplay has allowed me to meet so many different people from so many different walks of life, people who might have disabilities, or they need assistance, for example, in getting onto the stage, or maybe need a bit of help with understanding the rules a bit more. Just being able to meet so many people, all walks of life, with different stories, and specifically people who are anxious. First time walking on stage, people tell me all the time before they go into prejudging, oh, I didn't do so well on this particular part of my costume, or I don't think I look good in what I'm wearing, and things like that. And just being able to really, ease their concerns and, help them through something that's actually really helping their confidence, and seeing their personality shine through when they step onto the stage, when the big lights are on and they have their moment on stage to strut their stuff in their costumes and something that they've built themselves. Every time after stage, they say, oh, that was so good. I had so much fun. Oh, I feel so good. Even though I didn't win or anything like that, that confidence and that shine that comes through from people who I knew 30 minutes before were almost considering pulling out because they were so anxious. Seeing that love and passion for themselves and also for the hobby of cosplay and things like that really coming out of people, and seeing that every year in the younger and younger generations that come through, I think that's pretty priceless, and I think that's exactly why I keep coming back. I love giving people that opportunity to shine, to push themselves, and to have their moment. And that's kind of what I always tell them before stage, before prejudging. Like, you've done so many good things, you've accomplished so much, even if it's your first time. And that's what you should really be telling our judges, for example. That's what you should be telling the audience when you go on stage. Like, you should be proud. And you should, and that's kind of where it comes from me. I've never been in cosplay to become famous.
Yes.
I just really enjoy being a silly little goofy guy with my friends, having photo shoots here and there, but definitely, supporting other people in maybe achieving their goals if they want to try competitions, or even if it's just for our catwalk as well. Just really fostering the love for the hobby and how proud people should be of themselves for even just giving it.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, so that's kind of my side.
Cheer the audience on if you're listening.
You're worth it. You can do it.
Guys, you're in good hands. Go to Pixel Expo.
Yes.
I love that so much.
Show us your stuff.
My main goal with my career in cosplay is to help people. And like you guys said, there's so many people that come up to me and be like, oh, you're so talented, I could never do that. And I'm like, you did not see my first costume. You have no idea. This is like practice and hard work. Yeah. I used to like sticky tape together my costume.
You all start somewhere.
Actual tape. So it is rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a wonderful competitor last year. It was their first time ever sewing a garment.
That's nice.
And they walked away with a prize. You know, against people who had competed for a long time.
That's
and it was their first time entering, it was their first time going for it, and they pulled it off. And it was absolutely incredible to see. So that's definitely the energy that I want to bring. Especially since obviously I do work in cosplay the most, but I think that could also extend to kind of all other parts of Pixel too. I mean, maybe there's someone who is really good at, I don't know, Smash Brothers, and they haven't really been able to compete in anything, or maybe they're too shy to go to meetups or whatnot, and they come in and they absolutely smash it and they take home the prize, like things like that. That's definitely what gives me great.
It's good vibes all around.
And
is there anything that you guys want to eventually bring to
Pixel
at some stage, but you can't do it just yet? Maybe it's like a budget thing, or maybe there's we got restrictions on how big we can bring into this whole kind of thing, or maybe there's some dream guest or something you guys want to bring over at some stage, which is possible at some stage in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon for you guys?
Kat, what do you think?
Well, this is just me.
Oh, yes.
Bringing
that was a thing
back,
for a while.
I think, might be a big
Yeah,
one.
I would love to do wrestling.
It's a terrible idea.
We kind of
so close.
we joke about it.
So
We joke about it every year.
Oh, really?
Like maybe this is the year that
What stopped you?
the wrestling pen.
Budget, and also every single person on the team. So it was never going to work. It's the noise pollution.
We didn't want to put up with the noise.
It's a big noisy problem, and I think it's great. And wrestling's never been popular as it's been at the moment compared to the 90s, and everything's wonderful about it at the moment. However, me trying to sneak it in, being like, it's part of the fitness challenge, guys. Don't worry, it's a fitness challenge thing. It's not going to be that noisy. They'll only use it sometimes, was very quickly turned into it. No, it's not going to happen, and that's okay.
Yeah. Maybe the closest thing you could do is get people to wear those inflatable sumo suits and just try and bounce each other out of a circle.
Yeah.
It'd be less
That
noise.
could work. That could work. That could work.
That's not bad.
I like it.
Yeah. But I remember wrestling used to always be at conventions, but
Always
you
at
make such a
Supernova.
good, it's gone now. It's such a good point. I used to love it. I'd be like, whoa. That's so exciting.
It depends. If you were the guy shopping in the next one over and you're like, guys, just stop smacking each other onto the floor and let me shop in peace. It depends which side you're coming from.
Yeah,
Well,
as a
that's
kid,
it.
it was fun. Sorry.
Absolutely. And if we weren't inside a giant, basically airplane hangar that resonates sound really poorly, it would be great. But it's the perfect storm for lots of complaints.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's okay. The cosplay championship for the masters category is a big wrestling belt, so I've got my
That's
little
fun.
wrestling thing.
Yes.
I've got my little wrestling part of history and part of our show, so I got my way eventually.
Yes, we
Just
do
a
love
lot
it.
smaller.
Subliminally.
And just to get to the big announcements, what do you think is your personal favourite thing, I suppose, this year at Pixel that's going to be coming? What's your personal favourites? There's a lot of things that we listed, but what's the thing you're going to be running to first when the doors open?
Yeah.
For me, it's the opening ceremony. It's my favorite. I mean, bump in's my favorite thing, but that doesn't count. That's not everyone can go to that. No, but yeah, opening ceremony is always my favorite thing because it's my chance to be terrified, go on stage for 30 seconds, and thank the community for allowing us to use their money to run our event. Because we are entirely crowdfunded, but we have such a stacked, which kind of leads into our guest announcement, stacked opening ceremony that it's a must-see event. Like it's going to be huge, and I'm really excited for everyone to see what we've got planned.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm not even going to be there. I'm so sorry.
Would you, Kat, do you have a favourite thing that you're looking forward to as soon as the doors open?
Oh my gosh. There is some stuff. I know there's some collabs coming with some nice I guess,
That's true. Yeah.
clothing brands within our community, household names within at least the convention scene, which I am very much eyeing off. And I think all of my money might go down the drain very quickly as soon as doors open, because staff have been told that we must line up and wait like everyone else. So I will ditch the theater and almost immediately run for said merch collabs. So I think those are probably going to be the first thing that I'm running forward to get my little hands on.
We've come to that part of the episode, guys, where if you've been listening and we've hyped you up, if Tim and Kat haven't given you enough reasons to just book a ticket to Perth right now,
go
honestly,
there for me, please.
It's probably what's the only reason I'd want to come to Perth at this point in time, honestly. So that's pretty good. But you guys mentioned as well that there's some cool collabs or announcements that you guys wanted to release today. So you're hearing it first, guys. What's happening at Pixel that we can safely say here with the president's permission?
Safely reveal. Big drum roll. So, as mentioned before, we have a really, really cool opening ceremony, and we also have an equally cool closing ceremony planned. So I'll do a little background work before I get into the big announcement. So, at our opening ceremony, So our opening ceremony, it's 30 minutes long. It's a huge light show in our 2,500 seat theater. We have really, really, really cool light show planned, and every year we do a cinematic opening video, which involves our content creators, it involves members of our community, footage throughout the events that we attend throughout the year, as sort of like a recap to kind of go through what's happened in the last year for Pixel. So it's a really, really exciting part of our show. For the closing ceremony, we have our charity auction, which is an opportunity for people in the community to give back to our selected charities that we're working with this year. So this year we've got 3 charities we're working with, one of them being Game on Cancer, who we're raffling, who we love, who are amazing.
Yeah.
And we're raffling off the Uchida billboard that she's, or giant manga panel that she's doing. It's 2 meters by 1 meter. Gigantic, hand-drawn, one-of-a-kind custom artwork. That's not the announcement, but that will be as part of it.
That's pretty cool.
And
so cool.
Very, very cool. So all proceeds of that sale will go to Game on Cancer, help kids with cancer research.
Wow.
Nice.
We have Ironmout's charity IDF, which... the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which we are raffling off a Iron Mouse artist pack. So Artist Alley artists have very kindly donated or created custom Iron Mouse themed merchandise, which
really
range from stickers to pins to t-shirts to prints, all kinds of stuff. And all the proceeds of that will go to Iron Mouse's charity. which is very, very
that's cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
Super happy to have that. But the major announcement, which kind of ties these two things together, is that we have a special guest that's joining us digitally for our opening ceremony that is helping us produce a music video and take part of our show, and is also donating a cosplay that he has worn previously to Pixel, which will be raffled off. So our special guest for our opening ceremony is Baby No Money.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god!
Yeah, which is super
No
exciting.
way.
So he's very kindly agreed to put together a promotional video for Pixel Expo for our opening ceremony, and he is sending us his Victor cosplay from Arcane, which we'll be raffling off at Pixel Expo, and all proceeds will go to the downtown Eastside Women's shelter in Vancouver, which is Baby No Money's charity of choice. So all proceeds of that will go straight to his charity, which is very, very exciting that we get to have that at our show this year.
Holy heck.
That's
Whoa,
crazy.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh,
So-
people will be clawing at the gates
Oh my
for
God.
that Victor cosplay.
Yeah, so we'll have it on display at the show. People will be able to come and take photos with it. We're so fortunate to have Baby No Money and his team take part in our show. We're very, very grateful, and he's been absolutely stellar while we've been organising this. So he's, an absolute legend.
So is that going to be
That's so
something where you
cool.
announce, all right, guys, this is what's going to happen, and they've got the whole weekend to kind of make bids for it, or what's
Correct,
the
yeah. Yep, so you can look at it. It'll be on display all weekend, and then you head to the closing ceremony and the charity auction, and it's like a live bidding war. So you've got to have your loudest voice on. You've got to be calling out in the crowd, and we'll go from there. And usually our charity auction's pretty hectic. It goes from our starting bid, which we usually start at $1, and then it goes $50, $100, $300, and then it just escalates from there. So
Crazy.
we're hoping to raise some really, really good funds for some really important causes.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
That's so exciting.
Who thought up that amazing idea?
So that was a series of consequences and happy accidents where I was thinking about Iron Mouse and all the things that were going on with her, and then just before all that happened, they released the 1-800 song, and our video editor was like, "Oh, we should do this as the opening ceremony song this year. That'd be really cool." And I was like, "Oh, we should probably ask for permission. How do I even contact Baby No Money?" Oh, I'll just Google it. So I Googled it and I messaged his agent. He got back instantly, and then that turned into a 45-minute Zoom call, which just evolved from there.
Yeah, wow.
They really loved our story. They loved our pitch. They love the Australian community. They're so excited to be coming here and touring. Should we buy tickets if you haven't already?
Yes.
For his show, and they're just really excited to be part of the Australian community, and Baby No Money loves this type of stuff, and he's sending all of it out of his own pocket. There's no charges for us. It's all something that he's just kindly donated to the show.
That is so nice.
It all just kind of fell together. It was a lot easier than we thought it would, and Kat can attest to this. I got off the call and I did a big spew in the shower because I was like, that was too much pressure to deal with this. I was like, I'm talking to a very important person now, and it's just all too much.
Yep.
But it's really cool.
It just shows that you don't know until you ask, right? Like, a lot of people would never ask, but you did, and now you've gotten this.
Look here we are.
Really cool thing. Really, really cool. So we didn't talk about the listeners. We didn't talk about what we were going to announce beforehand. So back of my mind, I was like, I hope they know who Baby No Money is. Otherwise, it's going to be really awkward.
Yeah. No, everyone knows Baby No Money, especially the cosplay scene. He's so big. Yeah.
So it helps tie in our big cosplay push that we're doing this year to have something really, really special as part of our show in his Victor cosplay. So
It's so cool. Was it Stella Chu who made that? I can't remember.
it was Stella Chu, yeah.
There you
I guess I
go.
believe it was, yeah.
Yeah, I love her work so much. That's my little fangirl moment. Sorry, what were you going to say, Jeremy?
No, I was just going to say, it's really interesting how everything or everyone in the community kind of gets interconnected the more that you get involved with things. I think it's like you said, Dani, as well, just if you don't ask, you'll never know. And it can just take something as a simple email to be like, oh, well, this is what we do and what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve. Would you like to take part? And, I think a lot of you guys probably know just from reaching out to guests or sponsors. It's like, hey, this is what we do. And if you don't mind me asking, what's the reply rate? Does everyone reply to you, or does most people, or not many? Like, what do you expect from someone who actually does this regularly?
I send a lot of emails into the void.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of emails into the void. And usually the people that get back to us are the people that we can't afford.
Right.
It's the people with the just like they either don't quite know where Perth is or they haven't really figured out how far away it is for things. When like I want first class flights for me and my +1 and I want 5-star accommodation. I'm like, okay, that's already pushing like, $20,000-$30,000 Australian just for flights to get you here, and then you want the appearance fee on top of it. It's not saying that they're not worth it, they absolutely are, but when they're giving those kind of quotes, they're usually based in America, flying to an American con, so they're traveling only a couple of hours, not halfway across the planet. In a metal tube for 15 hours.
Obviously quite difficult to get them over if that's the case, right? So
exactly right. But yeah, we send a lot of emails out into the void, but we're in a position now we have a lot of people that are emailing us, which is really, really lovely. From around the world that really want to be part of our show. We've got guests lined up for next year that are already trying to sign on the dotted line, and we haven't even booked the venue yet.
So
that's so exciting.
It's crazy.
One final thing, if you don't mind me asking as well, because whether it comes from anyone listening who's either a budding cosplayer, content creator, business, someone who just wants to be involved to make something, especially when it comes to Pixel, what would be your best advice in this case if you are a budding cosplayer, content creator, etc., who either wants to get involved with Pixel, working with them, or becoming a guest of some kind? What would you say is the kind of best way to approach you guys, I suppose?
I think just to reach out. You go, Kat. I talked for a lot.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I'm going to practically say the same thing. Go for it and absolutely just apply. Like when we put out our content creator applications, we put out our cosplay applications, volunteers, we put them out nice and early so that people can apply and we can, we can foster that drive, I guess, for people to just have a go. And that's kind of where I was going with it. Is like, just do it. Like if you've got something that you're passionate about, like apply. We outreach to the community for lots of different things. Media passes, content creators, pixel passing, gaming, cosplay, of course, and then those who wish to assist us on the day in volunteers, even team applications as well, like super early on in the piece. Like, just go for it. We want to see who's interested, and that's kind of the biggest thing. Because if we know you're interested, then we're gonna take notice, and we're gonna see how we can incorporate.
I was going to say much of the same. And
sorry, Tim, you go.
I don't want people to feel discouraged if they don't have like a big following. We have we have content creators part of our Pixel Pals program that have less than 100 followers across all of their platforms.
Yeah, wow.
It's not about how big a name you are in the community. It's about how you stand in the community and how you present yourself. If you're passionate about Pixel and passionate about the community and it comes through in your application, the last thing we look at is numbers. We look at the words that you put into that application process that really show that you're going to represent yourself really well. You're going to represent your community no matter how big or how small it is, and you're going to represent Pixel as a member of our extended team, our extended universe. Those are the best tips I can give, is that don't get caught up on followers and things like that. Just shoot your shot and pour your heart into the application, because those are the people that we want to work with.
I love that. So overall, you want people who are passionate, by the sounds of it, people who actually really care, and
people just give a damn about what they do, and you want to bring that energy in. So that's really nice.
More passion,
more energy.
More energy.
I have so many questions, and it's so hard not to just like, but you guys are so much fun to talk to, and I am very keen to go to Pixel Expo next year. Jeremy, we're going.
We'll figure it out.
I'm going to beg Byron.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, just before we wrap up, guys, if you wanted to just give a little plug for Pixel, the dates, the venue, what to expect, tell us about Pixel. This is
This is our chance, Kat. This is our moment. Okay, so Kat knows.
This is your moment.
So Pixel Expo 4 at the Perth Convention Exhibition Centre on the 13th and 14th of September 2025. Tickets on sale now. You can find them through our website or through SimpleTix. There are discount codes floating around through content creators. If you look them up, please give them a follow when you're hunting for those cheeky discount codes. But it's only 30 days away. Not that anyone's counting.
Exciting. Oh, that's what you think. That's what I see a calendar right behind you. That's getting
Don't look at my secrets.
That's awesome. Either way, thanks very much, guys, for joining us in our big yap this evening, talking all things Pixel and those really cool announcements, things that's happening really, really soon.
Hope you guys had fun too.
Yeah,
and it was so good
fun.
to meet you both. Yeah.
It's been great. Hopefully we'll see each
Thanks
other
so
in
much for having
person
us.
and be able to fist bump and all
thank
those
you.
kinds of things. It'll be great, but one day.
I'll hold you to that, Jeremy.
Yeah, we'll
We
get
can
there.
touch grass together.
We'll touch grass together, Tim. That'll be great.
Finally.
It'll be great. But anyone who has listened in today, thank you so much for listening in and tuning in. We've got more cool things again coming soon. Every week, Dani, there's something happening at this point. It's really fun. But thanks very much for listening in, and we will see you all
guys.
next week. Hey? All right.
And we have Patreon. We're supposed to plug our Patreon.
I forgot about that. If you like what we do, we'll put it in the description as well, guys. Join our growing Patreon fam. You guys get to call the shots about what we do. Description below. We'll plug that. That's my bad, Dani. I set this thing up. Anyway. Okay. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks,
Good night.
guys.
We'll see you next week.
Good night.
All right, everyone
Thanks for
wave.
having us.
Bye.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.